Life is extremely simple. You simply know how to complicate and further overcomplicate things. Why your world is yours. I don't get what you dummies don't get. As a matter of fact, I do. Here's the answer. You must become a high-level self-servant. You must serve yourself at a high level, first and foremost, and become a full-on representation of how well you do serve, which you already are. If you walk around and you fucking disgusting to look at, uninspiring to look at, you're walking around just another low-level crumb. I don't need to list a whole bunch of negative attributes, repulsive attributes, unattractive attributes. If you're walking around as a full-on billboard, as a representation of a poor work ethic, self-indulgence, self-destruction, personal confusion, then you're walking around as a representation of an individual who doesn't even know how to serve themselves at a respectable and desirable level, right? Once you get you in order, sober, fit, enlightened, right? You actually have some integrity. You actually have a high degree of comprehension, because we all know consistency doesn't mean shit. People show up every day and consistently lose, show up to the same position, show up to the same task, show up to face the same problems, and still haven't solved said problems. This shit is crazy. So consistency is not the key. In fact, comprehension is everything. So once you achieve a certain level of personal application of information and represent a high degree of comprehension, right? And then you move on to serving others with this. It's self-mastery to become a superior servant, right? You're not here to have the world serve you. That's what most people think success is. How many people can serve and cater to my whims and my wishes? The success that you seek is in the degree that you serve the world. And the level to the limit that you can serve the world is the level and the limit to which you serve yourself. So first, you learn how to serve yourself at an exquisite and exceptional level, to the point where people look at you and like, yo, bro, how did you do that? I want that result. And when you pay attention to what that means they see that you know how to get some shit done, and it's respectable, commendable, and desirable. It's attractive, and they want that for themselves because you've already demonstrated it on yourself. This is why I always said before, like, healers, these fake healers, these motherfuckers are sick. I see motherfuckers meditating in the morning, smoking a cigarette beforehand. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're smoking arsenic, really. And then you go sit down and pretend like you're this individual. You're not that person. You're not it. Anyway, so for everybody out there who's seeking to liberate themselves from confusion, this is the simple blueprint. You need to serve yourself first and foremost at the highest level. And then when people see you get results, which are demonstration and proof of the information that you have, your degree of comprehension of the information, your consistent application at a high degree of comprehension, which is the only way to produce results, because many people have information and are consistent and don't get results, which proves how fucking mentally incompetent and inferior they really are. I'm just stating the facts, right? Once you demonstrate that you have a high degree of awareness, a high degree of comprehension, and a high degree of integrity, aka application, and you have results, now you demonstrate that you are a competent individual, a high degree work ethic individual. You've mastered that for yourself. Now you need to develop your intellectual faculty, because society, this is my own genius, society, civilization, the whole urban grid, whatever towns, villages, that's the lowest level, are products of human intellect. They're projections of human mind, combinations of human forces and human mental forces. Whether that's a trade and you being a smith, you being this, you being that, you look at the constructions around you, all items, all housings, all phones, this phone that you're using or the screen that you're using is a projection of somebody's intellectual capacity. So you must dive into your personal interest, right? Whatever you're genuinely and sincerely most interested in, I advise you to dive into that. I've always been attracted to what I have as a high level skill set, which is introspection, self-awareness, things of that nature. You know, psychology, sociology, humanities, people, you know, anthropology at the highest level. It's really like I avoided studying anthropology as my major, and I decided to study psychology as my primary major, sociology as my double major, and theology as my minor. And for my lab sciences, I took physical anthropology, human evolution, things like that. So I created my own curriculum, which generated the exact knowledge that I wanted in my general areas of particular interest, right? So what you need to do, whatever the fuck you're actually called to, where you lose sense of time, you feel the most joy, you don't even feel tired, you know what I mean? Most people only feel tired and feel drained and feel exhausted because they're out of alignment with what they're genuinely interested in. And what you're genuinely interested in is your zone of genius. What you're genuinely interested in is the stream of the river of genius that you will never even have to row your boat in because it'll gently take you downstream. You feel me? Whatever you are, your world is yours. Whatever gets you in flow state and that brings you the most value. What I'm doing here, I didn't set out to make money, bro. I set out to save my fucking life, bro, and apply the shit that I knew, because at the highest level, I knew I was a hypocrite. Saying all of this shit, knowing all of this shit, but living in direct contradiction to everything. A hypocrite, bro, a munafiq, bro, straight up, bro. I said, I can't go out like this, especially when you know the most, because when you know more and you know better and you don't do better, that's a higher level of poor intelligence than an individual who's totally unaware and doesn't even have the opportunity to know to not do. Feel me? So whatever you are, your world is yours. Let's get it all back in streamline. First, you need to serve yourself at a high level. Let's look at you. Your body is your spiritual report card, your behavioral report card. If you were to give me the blueprint to how to be a fat, sloppy, titty-having man with a gut and no muscle mass and motherfucking salami arms, you know what I'm saying? No biceps, no cuts, no definition, no vein. You know what I'm saying? What's the blueprint? Tell me to stop doing everything that I do, lay the fuck down, eat more. So you're telling me to do less and indulge more in my carnal appetites. That's a bitch. It's just what it is. Whatever you are, your world is yours. So we reverse that, and we have a body which is a representation of a true man, an individual who gets up and puts their pleasure aside. 2:45, wake up. 4:44, deliver consciousness to the fucking world. 5 a.m., 6 a.m., whenever the gym opens the fuck up, we're there on the dot. I'm not a 5:01, I'm not a 5:02, I'm not a 5:05, 5:13. No, I'm a 5 a.m. on the motherfucking dot type person. That's professional. You know what I'm saying? So I'm professional towards myself. And that's what you need to first do, because everybody's tripping about money. And as you go around the world, you're going to realize that everybody is a servant to money, and money and their people's particular systems of acquiring it, their low levels of personal development, their low levels of intellectual development, which is what I just suggested to you. After you learn how to have personal development and basically master your organism, just wake up and be sober and take care of your organism, your body, right? As a basic primate, just be a fucking functional primate. And then you develop your intellect side by side, right? Because when you're not in the gym, when I'm not in the gym, I'm reading. When I'm not on program or working out, I'm on my rack, metaphorically, building my intellect so that I can have bits of information, so that I can have different combinations and permutations of possibilities, right, to create. You can't do what you don't know about. So whatever you are, your world is yours. These individuals, as you walk the planet, the reason that they're poor is because, one, they suck at being a fucking primate. They suck at being themselves. They suck at serving themselves at a high level, basically in the physical domain. And then intellectually, they're destitute. They're poor. They don't know shit. You don't know shit. You may have come to know of some information on the internet, just like how some people have come to know Sheikhy Chic, but you don't know me, bro. Some people do know me. You feel me? So to know of something is not to actually know something. So you want to get free in this life, you want to live a masterful existence, first you need to master yourself. And the end result of becoming a master of self is to become a master servant. That masterpiece that you create is meant for the world. That masterpiece that you become is not meant for you to be served by the world. You're supposed to take that individual and gift them to the world. Become the individual you always needed. Become the man that you always needed and gift them to the world. Wes Watson told me that, and it's been a rap ever the fuck since. Whatever you are, your world is yours. So from master teacher to young master teacher to the motherfucking future people, listen to the fucking message. Learn to keep your motherfucking word and learn how to serve yourself at the highest level. The intrinsic capacity, the intrinsic cap on what you'll be able to do for others is what you do for yourself, because we're naturally selfish, limited in that sense. You could never do or be more for anyone than you're willing to do and be for yourself. So watch how people treat themselves. Don't listen to their words. Watch how they treat and serve themselves. If people are willing to betray themselves, if people are willing to backdoor themselves, people are willing to snake themselves, people are willing to poison themselves, people are willing to sabotage themselves, people are willing to let themselves down, people are willing to neglect themselves, disrespect themselves, then it might be all fun and games when they appease you and try to please you to use you for what they think they could use you for. But once they think that whatever they could use you for is less valuable than them and themselves, that's when it gets into the nitty gritty. Whatever you why your world is yours, consider the vibrations raised. What's the moral of the story? What you don't get is that on the opposite side of your low level shit, you becoming a high level self-servant. Learn to serve yourself and be pleased with that. Being free from negative self-image. Simply because you fucking love yourself. Fuck discipline. I don't believe in that shit. Reprimand and repression and all that fucking sergeant shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we could get gutter with it and we go hard with this shit, especially if you work out with me. Motherfucker, you'll see a side of me you ain't never thought you knew. But I'll tell you something. I don't operate off of punishment. I don't operate off of reprimand. I operate off of the fact that I fucking love myself and I would never treat myself or allow myself to be less than what the fuck I accept and what I respect. Because I am my third parent. You are your third parent. Pay attention to how your parents raised you, how your mom treated you, how your father treated you. You might have not had your mom in your life. You might not have had your pops in your life. These things influence the way you look after yourself. And then you have to go through a deep shadow work to remove all of the fucking psychotic, abusive tendencies that you picked up towards yourself, that you picked up from them and how they treated you and how they treated themselves. This shit ain't a motherfucking journey for cupcakes, bro. This ain't just workout, none of that. I done been on some real deep dives, bro. You would not come back in one mental piece from that shit, bro. Some of us know how to do that and come back with these answers. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. None of this is scripted, bro. A lot of motherfuckers is out here scripted, bro. This shit is truth. Period. Consider the vibrations raised.